Ayuban, Vanakkam, Assalamu Alaikum.
I'm Noel Sylvester.
I'm Shamali Jayaragna. We are the program managers of Peace Corps Sri Lanka.
In this short video, we are going to give you an overview of your work in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka's Ministry of Education MOE is actively engaged in efforts to improve English teaching practices and educational outcomes for students, and to that end has requested the support of Peace Corps. Peace Corps is mentioned by name in the MOE's Education Sector Development Plan 2018-2025 under an activity supporting the border strategy of English language learning enhancement.
Peace Corps Sri Lanka will launch the English language education project in fiscal year 2023. Following the initial pre-service training in Q1 of 2023, 35 volunteers will enter their permanent primarily rural sites at the start of the school year in January 2023. The English language education project will support the development of English language proficiency, focusing on spoken English for teachers and students. Through co-teaching, workshops and communities of practice, teachers will improve their capacity to use communicative teaching skills, and through school and community activities, community members will support student learning and school improvement.
Let's go back to Peace Corps history a bit. Peace Corps first placed volunteers in Sri Lanka, then called Ceylon, in June 1962. In 1970, Peace Corps country agreement was suspended. But then Peace Corps Sri Lanka was again reopened in 1983 when Sri Lanka's President and the Ministry of Education invited volunteers to return to work at newly established District English Language Improvement Centers, DELICs. These centers serve to accelerate teacher training institutes. Over the next 15 years, an average of 24 volunteers arrived each year.
Sri Lanka has hosted hundreds of Peace Corps volunteers in the education sector. In addition to English language, volunteers have taught physical education, home economics, and deaf education. Despite passage of 2 decades since the last English language volunteers departed, Sri Lankans fondly remember for their work at the ministry's DELICs, District English Language Improvement Centers, now reorganized as Regional English Support Centers, RESCs, and at teacher training colleges.
In March 1998, the program was again suspended amidst increasing violence related to the country's civil war.
In August 2016, the Peace Corps received 2 letters of invitation from the government of Sri Lanka requesting the re-establishment of a program in the country. They specified a need for volunteers to support English language education.
After a careful assessment, a country agreement was signed in February 2018 and a Memorandum of Understanding MOU with the Ministry of Education was signed in August 2018.
We hope this background information was interesting for you. Now let us talk about your actual work in Sri Lanka. Though Sri Lanka has a high rate of literacy, the results of English in national examinations are poor. And more importantly, though some students may pass the examination in English, the subject, they are unable to fulfill their day-to-day activities using communicative English. In fact, this situation not only exists in the secondary schools, but even at the university level.
This is why Peace Corps volunteers will engage primarily in improving the communicative abilities of students through co-planning and co-teaching with Sri Lankan English teacher counterparts.
Thank you, Noelle and Shamali. Hi, my name is Gina Grotlishin, and I'm the Director of Programming and Training for Peace Corps Sri Lanka. Now we will take you through the goals and objectives for Peace Corps Sri Lanka's English language program. As a Peace Corps volunteer in Sri Lanka, you will contribute to the overall goal of the Peace Corps English language program. That goal is that students and teachers in Sri Lanka will be better equipped to fulfill educational and professional aspirations and to contribute to the creation of strong local and global communities as a result of improved English language skills. The English language program in Sri Lanka has 4 objectives. 2 objectives focus on teachers, 1 objective focuses on students, and the 4th objective focuses on learning environment and community. Peace Corps volunteers will do activities under these objectives in order to meet the objectives and to further the goal. The first objective for teachers is to strengthen teacher capacity to use general and English teaching skills more effectively. And here you can read the activities under this objective. The second objective for teachers is to increase the proficiency of English teachers, particularly to increase usage in the classroom. Here you can read the activities under this objective. Objective 3 focuses on students, and this is to improve student achievement in English. Activities under this objective can be read here on the slide. The 4th objective focuses on learning environment and community. This is to increase the ability of community members to support students' access to learning. Here you can read the activities. By reviewing these objectives and activities, we hope to give you a clear understanding of the role of a Peace Corps volunteer in Sri Lanka working under the English language program designed with Sri Lanka's Ministry of Education. Please review the objectives and activities so you can start to envision your service.